One of the main topics of the day at the First National Women's Conference and in the country was the ratification of the ERA, the Equal Rights Amendment, which was to be an amendment to the Constitution of the United States. And these women are demonstrating for the Equal Rights Amendment, which plank was passed at the conference. They're waving bras because one of the sort of consciousness-raising points of the women's movement was that women were more than just their bodies. So at one of these beauty pageants, there was a rumor started that the feminists were burning their bras outside of the pageant, which I don't believe ever actually happened, but it's an urban myth that became attached to the women's movement in a derogatory way. So these women are waving bras, and that says, "We didn't burn them." On the bras. They actually wrote that on there. This is the photograph that was made into a poster at the Woodrow Wilson Center. This is Jean Westwood speaking at the microphone. Jean called herself another Mormon for the ERA. She was from Utah, and she was also the chair of the Democratic Party of the United States. So she was a woman in a position of influence and honor. And you can see that she's here listened to by the conference, including Coretta Scott King, who's sort of leaning around the corner to see what she's going to be able to say. Susan B. Anthony was one of the organizers of a women's conference in 1848 in Seneca Falls, New York, with Elizabeth Cady Stanton. The two women convened a conference to advocate for women's suffrage. But in 1848, these women had the dream of full citizenship for the women of this country. And so Susan B. Anthony, this Susan B. Anthony, came to the conference, and here she's seen calling the question on the ERA. In other words, she is asking for debate to be halted so that they can go on to a vote.